Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Woo-hoo! We're here. Let me turn this way. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, LionsGate? LionsGate, what's up? LionsGate, what's good? Let me write this stuff in here. Love and light to you. Hello, how are you doing? 8/8 LionsGate / Patreon book review. What's up, everybody? Hello, how's it going? Book review. Put my cash app in case y'all want to send a cash app to a bitch. Okay. Eldra. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hello. Okay, so it's just for everyone who's just now joining. Let me slide this around here. So I am currently broadcasting on two things right now. So I am doing my Patreon book review right now, but I wanted to hop onto IG Live real quick just to talk to y'all about some stuff with this LionsGate portal that is happening. I need to go get let me go get my charger though real quick. I'll be back. All right, so yeah, I wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about ritual and stuff. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing for the LionsGate? I can't believe it. What's up? Oh my God, the EGB experience. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so what's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good, y'all? I just want y'all to see my setup right now. Hey, Patreon people. We're going to be getting to the book review here in a few minutes, but I kind of just wanted to jump onto IG Live really quickly and say some things to the peoples over here. What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't want to show y'all my dirty ass table right now, but I wanted to get on here and talk about some new moon and some LionsGate things that I've kind of been thinking about. I have been watching so many documentaries about multiple dimensions and string theory and stuff like that, and just really thinking a lot about magic and thinking a lot about how magic works, sort of. And the LionsGate is very important because it creates a heightened connection with these beings, these higher intelligence beings who exist interdimensionally and who can make shit happen real quick. I was watching this thing. It was really interesting. This scientist that I was watching was talking about how we actually exist in a higher dimension than we can readily perceive, but our senses keep us in the third dimension. So it's like we actually exist in the fifth dimension, but our senses make it so that we can only really experience the third dimension, if that makes sense. So period. All that to say is that we are always existing in higher realms. There really is no mundane realm that we exist in. So we are always existing in the higher realms. You know what I mean? Period. So that's the reason doing ritual during this portal time, during these dates, is very important, especially as it relates to setting the tone for any kinds of breakthroughs that you want to get up until this time again next year. So what's up, Petty Mogul? Oh my God. Okay, give me some hearts if you're in the Patreon on YouTube, if y'all are checking in over here. I know that's right. Hey, guys. Also, of course, it's thundering right now. Shango is showing up, and I'm in New Orleans. But yes, so this is. Hey, what's up? Oh, Shun Yemi, what's up? I came on here to look up videos to find out more information about me. Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, we are talking about this LionsGate portal. So I just really thought it was interesting, the fact that they mention that we actually exist in the fifth dimension, but we are not even aware of that fact. And we're so many times taught that we live in the third dimension in 3D, which is true, but it's like we actually are like spiritual beings existing in three-dimensional bodies. So I've been really looking into that stuff. It's super interesting. um as far as rituals, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about rituals that and ideas for that kind of stuff. This is Leo season. Leo season is all about popping out, showing out, you know what I mean? Like really coming into who you are. If you haven't already checked it out, check out my tarot my collective Patreon reading or whatever. I put it up on IG, but check out the tarot reading. There's some questions in there that relate to the new moon in Leo, as far as questions that you can ask yourself. Some of the questions were basically like, how is your ego blocking you from spiritual progress? How are you self-sabotaging yourself? What are some ways that you can put yourself out there more? You know what I mean? So this is a really great time to really step into that boldness, to really absorb all of the residual energy that we have from summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. Because, you know, hot girl summer is low-key coming to an end. Ugh, and it's coming to an end with a lockdown too. So that's kind of unfortunate, but, you know, whatever. Hey, everybody. Okay, for everyone who just joined, I am right now talking about the LionsGate, talking about ritual and stuff like that, ritual ideas for about 20 minutes. And then I have a book review that I'm going to be doing for my Patreon people. So I'm actually looking at my computer screen right here. These are my Patreon people. We got a book review to do. So I'm doing a book review on the book Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. Where the hell is that book? So let me go get the book because I'm supposed to be having a book. Okay, so I'm doing a book review on this book for my Patreon people. So this is available to all tiers. All tiers of people get access to this big book review. There are some legit spells in it. I got a whole PowerPoint. I got my whole share screen thing set up here. Y'all know my Patreon people know that I'm legit like that. I'm trying to get more people to join that. But yeah, so that is basically what I'm doing right now. Is going over some 88 LionsGate information, portal information, and then I'm going to be starting my Patreon book review of Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. So what are some ritual ideas that y'all have? What are some things that y'all have been doing today as far as any types of manifestation work? To be honest, this morning I was feeling real charged up and I had to kind of sit down. So I'm doing my ritual stuff later on today. I did do some stuff like that required some spiritual energy, but I had to sit down because it was a lot of energy happening today. So I kind of mostly just chilled out. Like I said, I'm going to be doing my ritual later on. You cleaned your floors. That is perfect. Great time to clean your floors. Great time to get into that reset. You know what I mean? I'm lighting up my lavender cigarette right now. So this is my lavender herbal cigarette. So y'all chill. I'm not smoking tobacco. Okay, so writing is great. So as I mentioned, this is a LionsGate portal where you are able to tap in with your spirit guides at a heightened frequency. So if you don't know anything about the LionsGate, clearing rituals, yes, that's a really good idea. Clearing rituals is good. Cleaning, writing my manifestations, incense burning, clearing my space, meditation. Yes. So the LionsGate is a very important time of year, and a lot of different cultures around the world. What's up, Haley? How are you doing? Oh my God. A lot of cultures around the world celebrate this time of year because the Sirius star is actually important to a lot of different cultures. Like for thousands of years, it's been important to the Dogon tribe in West Africa and Mali. Um, a lot of different cultures have explained that they have had experiences with higher intelligence beings from these star systems. And the Sirius star system is 8.611 light years away. So the only way really that can be happening, I don't know, but like sometimes I do feel like time travel happens through transference of consciousness. It's through telepathy, basically. I mean, have y'all ever thought about that? We travel in time, we travel through time in our dreams and stuff like that. So it's not hard to think about. But anyway, so a lot of these cultures have these connections with these beings where they say that they got these downloads for different types of technology, all that kind of stuff. So whenever we talk about the Sirius star and the LionsGate, it's the Sirius star, which is 8.611 light years away. And mind you, a light year is the distance that light travels in a chronological year that we define. It's a long way. So that is 8.611 light years away, the Sirius star, and it is rising to be in alignment with our solar system. And so this portal isn't just for today. I think it's from like July 25th or something like that until around August 12th. So if you want to be doing your ritual work, if you want to be putting that manifestation work in while it is astrologically auspicious for you to be doing so, then I would definitely suggest that you do that. I had a dream I could breathe underwater. I knew it was attached to this moon. Ooh, I love some moon. Oh, I love the moon. La luna. That's the madre. Did y'all hear about the moon wobbling? Period. Okay, so let me drink. This is my ginger turmeric tea that I'm drinking right now. But yeah, so the LionsGate portal is a great time to tune in to any kinds of downloads that you're getting. It's a great time to do your manifestation ritual. I don't care how much you believe in it or not. Just go do it. It's a great time for heart chakra and different types of chakra openings. So this is a really great time. Don't just waste it. You know what I mean? Don't just waste it looking at YouTube all day, which is something that I did do for part of the day because I needed to rest. But I'm telling y'all, let me take a little break and cleanse the timeline a little bit. I want to cleanse everybody's energy. For everyone who just joined over on the IG Live, I am currently just talking about the 8/8 LionsGate right now. Chilling, talking about the 8/8 LionsGate, and I'm doing a book review on this book right here, Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. So come join us on the Patreon because we're going to be getting to this book review here in about 10-15 minutes, depending on how popping it is over here on the IG Live or whatever on the Patreon. You know what I mean? Patreon people, give me some hearts. What are y'all up to? Are y'all excited for this book review? With this book review, I kind of just wanted to go through it because there's a lot of different ideas for spells that you can do for spells or working. I've heard that there's some contentions around saying workings or spells. I don't really care. But there's some really helpful information in this book about workings that you can do. And I just like it because it provides a good historical overview of Hoodoo and its connection to Africa and Kemet. Hey, I bless you in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, in the name of the Mother Moon. Hallelujah. LionsGate energy. Let's get into it. Let's get into this LionsGate energy. I'm about to sage and do some sex manifestation magic. My mom about to be mad. Oh my God. Yes, this is a great time to be doing that too, because you will want to fall asleep afterwards, I'm sure, because it's a heightened time. So great. We're definitely a great time to be doing your sex magic stuff. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Okay. I love that we some thoughts in here, period. We some thoughts in here. We some thoughts. So candle colors. Oh, candle colors. I'm thinking like As far as candle colors, I'm thinking gold, and like, bright colors, like red. Red is a color of attraction. You got to kind of be chill with it. But red is an attraction color. Ooh, would you suggest doing money rituals tonight? Yes, I would definitely suggest do all of the money rituals, period. Get it in, because this is hot out here. Do the money rituals. Tonight is a great night to do sigil work, to create an altar. If you do seals and stuff, it's a good time to do that. Orange is a great color. Yes, yellow, orange, red, gold, bold, bright colors that represent the new moon in Leo and also this LionsGate energy. So, those are some great candle colors. I think doing sigils, for those who might not know, is just whenever you take a phrase and then you create like a magical symbol from it and then charge it up and forget about it and let it do its thing. As I mentioned before, I got a lot of this stuff on my Patreon, so go over to the Patreon, sign up. Link is in my bio. For everyone that's just joining, about to be doing a book review here in about 10 minutes or so. Anyway, so I'm going to also be going over some really helpful herbs, because this book has a lot of really good information about different types of herbs that you can use for your manifestation work. I have a whole 20-page PDF saved up on here, along with a PowerPoint. So we're about to be getting into it, period. But yes, so Leo, new moon in Leo, LionsGate, as I mentioned, the Sirius star, it is rising to be in alignment with our solar system right now. And the Dogon in West Africa, in Mali, actually, they called these beings the Nomos. The Nommos. The Nomos were these beings that they purported to have communicated with and gotten this information about the Sirius star. So the Sirius star, they actually discovered the Sirius star thousands of years before any scientists did. Any modern quote unquote US scientists. They discovered that a long time ago. But modern quote unquote Western science discovered the Sirius star, I think in like the 1960s or something like that. But the Dogon had already been writing about it. They had already been talking about it in their stories and stuff like that. So the peoples in Africa, we already had it. We already had the information out there. hey, call us primitive. Excuse me? But yes, so they called these beings the Nomos. Also, there's just a lot of other stories. I mean, even today, about people who communicate with extraterrestrial beings. You know what I mean? They probably stole that too. Exactly. They did. I'm pretty sure they stole that too. Okay, so just to do a segue, how would you suggest a Leo moon sign handle this energy? I got some ideas, which is why I feel like I had the vivid dream I had. I like that. Patreon people, can y'all hear this music? Okay, so Leo moon sign. So in terms of the Leo moon sign, you would want to really be harnessing that unconscious energy, that energy that really drives you instinctually. So if you think about the moon represents all of that which is hidden by the darkness, but the moon shines light on it, if that makes sense. So you really want to be thinking about, I guess, like charging up or becoming in tune with those parts of yourself that might be hidden away from you. You know what I mean? Integrate those parts into yourself as a Leo, and really channel that Leo energy, that loud Leo energy, to be like, boisterous, to really get your shit done, period. You know what I mean? I think that is a really good tip for you. Definitely in your ritual, really embody your moon sign, really embody that energy, you know what I mean, that Leo energy. Leo moon sign. That's sound volatile. I don't know, girl. Thank you so much for that. That was a really great question, though. But anyway, so yeah, the nomos. The nomos were these beings that the Dogon tribe talk about. They talk about these beings that they communicated with. That they also say that marijuana came from the Sirius star, cannabis. Did y'all know that? Cannabis. So I mean, it does make sense. I've talked about this before on a live, but the fact that cannabis, the seeds, if you think about seeds, seeds like for plants and stuff like that, they can survive temperatures that are very, very high. They can survive fires. You know what I mean? If you think about it, like with forests and stuff like that, forests, the way they used to do that slash and burn technique, that agricultural technique, slash and then burn the land and then it regrows. Ash is great for the earth. So if you think about the fire, the seeds, that doesn't even touch them. Certain spores can live in very high temperatures, you know what I mean? And they can travel through vacuums of space that don't have oxygen. So what I'm saying is you can have a marijuana, a cannabis spore on a meteorite, on a rock. You can have a shroom spore on a rock somewhere, and it could be coming to Earth, crashing the Earth, and then guess what? We got cannabis and we got mushrooms. We got shiitakes. You know what I mean? But also, these are spiritual beings because they're like, they influence our consciousness. You know what I mean? They influence the way that we interact with reality. So I think that's really interesting that they talk about the cannabis and the Sirius star. It's very interesting. There's also some other tales about the Sirius star. Mayans have tales about them. They have like a lot of different things about them. So yeah, well, okay. So I think I'm about to start this book review here in a little bit. I just kind of wanted to get on and talk to y'all a little bit about this new moon and Leo and LionsGate. I have my Patreon people over here. If y'all can see, how do I turn this around? Oh, here. Don't look at all this stuff, but this is what I'm doing right now. About to do a book review for my Patreon people of this book right here, Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. So I'm about to do a book review of that right now for my Patreon people. Go over and join the Patreon if you want to continue the talk. Silk the Shocker, what's up? Go over to the Patreon if y'all want to continue the talk. Do y'all want me to point my phone at the PowerPoint for a little bit? Give y'all a little sample of the book review. I can try to do that if y'all want to. It might be kind of difficult, but I don't know. So yes, we are about to start this. Hey, what's up? Hey, Silk the Shocker, how are you doing? Oh my god. What's up? Patreon people, can y'all hear this music from the YouTube? Can y'all hear the music from this YouTube? I'm playing some house music just to keep things going. Okay, so let me see. Will this be saved? Yes, I'm gonna save this for sure. So, well, let me just see how I can do this setup real quick for IG Live or whatever. Give me 2 seconds, Patreon people. Can we use a white candle for a road opener? Yes. Definitely, you can use a white candle. That is standard to use a white candle. I would just recommend if you use any kind of oil, pray over that oil, that it is, road opener, pray to Saint Expedite, use some Bible verses or something like that, and then dress the candle, in sigils and stuff like that. So I definitely think that's a really, really great idea. Thank you for commenting. Let me turn this thing off. Ooh. Okay, so let me see. Let me see if I can turn this around just so that y'all can see. Okay, so can y'all see this? Ah! Okay, this is funny. Can y'all see this right here? So I'm about to be doing a Oops, don't. Sorry, my grinder's just everywhere. Can y'all see this? Okay. I'm about to do a little book review for y'all real quick. So I have my PowerPoint and everything. Let's see. So let me see. Can y'all see my PowerPoint? I have a whole PowerPoint and all this stuff too. Can y'all see the PowerPoint? Okay, so just listen. If y'all are interested in staying, you can stay for the book review. But I'm about to get started on this really quickly. What's up, Patreon peepers? Hello. Okay, so start video. All right, so let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna exit out of this. And let's see, screen. All right, so we're about to get started with the PowerPoint. Share. Okay, show in stream. All right, yes, we got it going. Okay, so everybody, so this is a book review of Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. I actually do really like. Oh yes, I actually do really like this book a whole lot. I'm gonna turn this house music off. I actually really did like this book a whole lot. Um, it has some really, really good information in it about the origins of hoodoo, and their connections to Africa. And then there's also some pretty interesting recipes and stuff like that in there. So I'm going to just go over this, put up my PowerPoint. Yes, yes, looking good. All right, yes, we're looking good over here. Okay, okay, period. We are looking good. Okay, y'all. So this is the book review of Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. Um by Stephanie Rose Bird. I think Stephanie Rose Bird is from Chicago. So she's from Chicago originally, and I think she was trained by some how do I say this? I feel like I heard someone say that she was trained by white people. Which is there's nothing wrong with that, but she does give credit kind of to Lucky Mojo, who is kind of a contentious character as far as appropriation, and she does mention in her book some kind of contentious white peoples. And just as a disclaimer, I know that there's white people on my Patreon and all that kind of stuff. I am totally cool with inspiration, taking inspiration from hoodoo and stuff like that. Because if you use bay leaves in your spells, I can't really say too much. That's not really I can't really say nothing about that. But appropriation involves more of the cultural exploitation, and there's a lot to talk about with that. I want to dive deeper into that at some point, but she did kind of yeah. So I just kind of wants to dive into that tea a little bit. It's not nothing super important. I just kind of wanted to say it. I don't know, like okay. So she first starts off with kind of an explanation of what hoodoo is. Um, and so she basically says that hoodoo involves healing traditions that involve the use of herbs, plants, roots, trees, animals, magnets, minerals, and natural waters combined with magical amulets, chants, ceremonies, rituals, and handmade power objects. So, what is all of this? What all this is? what is all of this? Like, there's a lot in this definition that we need to dive into because she has a lot in here. Because these are basically the essential elements of hoodoo. Minerals, some that we use those is to charge. We charge minerals up. Natural waters. Those are important because we use spring water. You know, we use rainwater. We use ocean water as cleansing agents. We use animals for a myriad of reasons. Um, you know, some for sacrifice. You know what I mean? That ebo. When you got to get that ebo done, if you get the Odu reading, that's a thing. You know, pata de gallina. You know, chicken's foot. That's good for luck and absorbing negative energy. You know, a lot of people carry around a lot of different types of animal parts, charms, you know what I mean? So trees are very, very important. There's a whole section in here in this book about trees and their properties as far as their importance to hoodoo and Black people, period. A lot of people have been tree whisperers in their age. Tree whisperers, that's how you find out information from a tree about how it can be useful or the things or its kind of role in nature, if that makes sense. So we have herbs, healing. This is a healing tradition. So this definitely goes against the stereotype that hoodoo is the devil, that it's a bunch of devilry. You know what I mean? Because that's not what it is. It's not a bunch of devilry. It's not, period. So hoodoo is about healing. So using herbs, we're going to talk about some herbs that she mentions in this book. I have a PDF of some herbs that she talks about as far as just their different uses for love, money, all that kind of stuff. I got to plug real quick. If you're on the IG, you know I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna keep y'all on the PowerPoint for a little bit, but this is gonna be on my Patreon. This is a part of a live stream book review that I'm doing of Sticks, Stones, Roots and Bones. Sticks, Stones, Roots and Bones. Okay. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts if y'all are listening, or give me some ear. I don't know. Give me some emojis in the comments if you're listening. Okay, so magnets also are important in spell work. That negative and positive energy, using that polar opposite energy. Roots, root work. That's what root work is using roots. Angelica root. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different kinds of roots. So working the roots. I'm from Mississippi, so that's how we grew up saying it. Of course, I would say working the roots if I were in a proper setting, but y'all know we family on here. Working the roots is root work. So plants, you know, people got money trees for prosperity. Okay, so this is combined with the ceremonial aspect. So she goes through and talks about kind of like the materialistic aspect, the herbs, plants, roots, trees, animals, magnets, minerals, and natural waters. Those are materialistic aspects, but you can't really have hoodoo without the second part, which is the magical aspect. I mean, the plants, roots, all that kind of stuff is magical, but it's not truly magical until you put the ashay of the chants, ceremonies, rituals, and handmade power objects into it. So that is important to remember, that, you know, we have materials, we have inanimate objects out in the world, out in nature, but they have potential, but you have to understand how to use them with your ashay, because that's all magic is. You know what I mean? Period. All right. I'm trying to see. This is so confusing to me. I'm trying to use this Be Live. Okay, so this is Muddy Waters, who is actually from Mississippi, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, take a trip back to 1966.
Why is this white man introducing them? But this is Muddy Waters. Sorry, I'm like me. But this is Muddy Waters. Let me see if I can get this to show on my other thing here. So this is Muddy Waters, who I'm about to show. Muddy Waters is actually from Mississippi, and he is very well known for singing about hoodoo. Singing about hoodoo, got my mojo working. When you got your mojo working, that means that you got it working on a task, on somebody for protection or something like that. So this is Mojo Muddy Waters.
Got my mojo working.
I'll let y'all listen to this for a little bit.
Got my mojo working, just don't worry on you. I wanna love you so bad till I don't know what to do. I'm going down and lose down to get me a mojo. I'm going down and lose down to get me a mojo.
Okay, I don't want to get cut off. Cause y'all know Instagram be playing. Anybody have time for that? That's on period. Okay, so oh shoot. Okay. So yeah, so this is the song right here. So he's from the Delta. A lot of people, a lot of musicians infused elements of hoodoo into their music. Let me share my other tab here real quick. Y'all know I'm trying to set up this technology. It's working my nerves a little bit. Let me show and stream here. Okay, so Muddy Waters and Mojo working. Mojo bags are a very essential element of hoodoo. So let me see. So I kind of also wanted to go through this PowerPoint really, or this PDF that I have. So let me see. I'm just going to switch over to this PDF real quick. So this is the PDF that I have right here that I wanted to show y'all. Show and stream. So yeah, so this is the PDF. And I wanted to go through some parts of this. This is the PDF for the Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. And as I mentioned, for everyone who is just now coming in, I'm doing a book review for my Patreon people, and I'm giving my IG family the pleasure of viewing and listening. So this is the contents here. And this map specifically, I wanted to talk about. So this is a map that shows the number of enslaved Africans that were transported across the diaspora. So if you look at this here, literally not that many Black people came over to the United States. They were not a lot, were not transported over here. Now, you know, there are some arguments that there were already Black people here. I, for one, do believe that my family was possibly here before colonization as Black Native Americans, but that's a whole other topic. If we're talking about Choctaws and stuff like that, that's a whole other topic. But this chart, this diagram here, this map shows, I think it's really interesting. It shows the number of enslaved Africans that were brought over to the Americas. And so we see there are actually a lot more Black people brought over to Brazil, to Latin America, than in the United States. Super interesting, but understand that also they don't really, well, there's Black people were brought to Mexico also. There's a huge Black population in Mexico, actually, that I've been there, to La Playa, to Oaxaca, and hay muchos negros ahí in Mexico. Hay muchos negros. So yes, but also think about the ways that this influences the growth and the development of different types of spiritual practices, you know? So you have candomblé in Brazil, you have, palo, you have Yoruba, Lukumi, you have Vodou. You have a lot of different types of um, spiritual systems that all have their root in West Africa. So that's important to understand. That's important to set the context for when we're talking about hoodoo. So I for one, I notice a lot of things in Ifa. I practice Ifa Isheshe, which is Nigerian Yoruba. It's like the traditional Ifa. I'm initiated in that. And I notice a lot of things in Ifa that kind of really they remind me of hoodoo, or a lot of things in hoodoo remind me of Ifa. So I think that's always something interesting to think about. All right, so we also have in here what's special about salt. I'm gonna go over that here in a little bit. But she does have some really, really good stuff in here. Let me see. I'm gonna go over that in a little bit. Let me see. Spiritual house cleaning. Okay, so let's go over this salt here. So salt is really great. One, I think for whenever you're doing your spells and stuff like that, I think it's great to transport energy. So if you want to have like a connection between two objects, you can lay down some salt between them. It's a conduit for energy. Also, salt is great for cleansing. So I really like this section that she has in here about salt. Salt all around that rim. I don't know if that's funny, but salt all around that rim drink. Buy me a bottle of rosé. Okay, so it's very interesting that salt is a very like she describes salt as kind of having very feminine characteristics because a lot of a lot of the ways that salt figures into our lives is through through the amniotic fluid and that we live in as fetuses. She also has Yemaya Olokun on here, are the great goddesses. So Yemaya Olokun is sometimes Ashay, thank you. Yemaya Olokun is in some patakis is a woman. Sometimes some is male. Some is like two men and two women. So Olokun isn't just a goddess. Yemaya is an Orisha. So I don't really, I guess goddess kind of is a little bit westernizing a little bit, but it is what it is. Also, I did not even know that Aphrodite had something to do with this. So I guess yeah, goddess of the sea, of salt waters, you know what I mean? So Nut is also an Egyptian goddess that has something to do with the water jar. I don't know what that is. But this was a really interesting section. So she goes through and she also has some parts about spiritually cleansing your home. So I'm not really going to go over this too much right now. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint here. We're in class, y'all. Class is in session for the girls. Period. The class is in session. I hope y'all are tuning in and enjoying this experience. Okay, so let me get back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so please say this line. I'm saving it. I'm gonna save the line for sure. Okay, so let me show this in stream. So sticks, stones, roots, and bones. As I mentioned, y'all, go over to the Patreon. I'm trying to get my peoples on my Patreon because I'm really teaching this stuff over here. Oh, thank you so much, Oshun Yemi. Okay, so connections to Africa. I really like this because this helps contextualize the name of this book. It helps us understand the title. So basically, in the title, we see the basic material aspects that connect us to Africa, that connect us across the diaspora, the diaspora. Tomato, tomato. You know what I mean? I don't know how to say that word. I know how to say it is diaspora, but you know, people say it however they want to. Okay. So sticks, stones, roots, and bones. So these are all essential elements of ATRs. So in Ifa, we definitely use, you know, bones. There's use of roots, definitely the use of stones and sticks. Sticks also because there's different types of use for bark. And this is also an essential element of hoodoo, hoodoo in the United States. Well, hoodoo is in the United States. Yeah. Not like Obeah or anything like that, but hoodoo, period. So sticks, our relationship with trees, as I mentioned earlier, is very important. Tree whisperers, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, Oshun Yemi, strange enough, I caught rainwater but ended up watering my plants. You can use rainwater and stormwater in spells. I like to use it to make a mean reversal too. Make a mean reversal in the name of the Holy Spirit. Shit. Girl, they ain't ready. Period. So trees. Trees are very important, not just the trees that you smoke. Those are great too. But trees are very important. Different types of bark are healing. Different types of bark have different types of characteristics that are healing. So this is one way that we connect with Africa. Stones. So stones in particular are a very integral part of hoodoo and African traditional religions and spiritual practices. As stones are, you can charge them. You can charge them with ashay. So you can charge them with your particular ashay, if that makes sense. So there's different ways you can do it and different incantations over them. There's different sigils that you can use. There's different seals that you can use. There's a lot of different ways that you can charge stones. If you're in like an initiated tradition, there's, you know, a protocol to doing the stuff. If you're doing a hoodoo, you know, if you're an initiatory tradition, as far as a family tradition, then, you know, there's some protocols for it. If you're just doing it yourself, then, you know, you can do it more the way that your spirit guides might encourage you to do it. And stones also, just like talismans, you can assign them a particular task or particular role that they embody, you know what I mean, after you charge them. Plenty of stones around the house. Yes. Get your stones together. Get your stones. Especially if you are out in nature, foraging is a great thing to do. Shout out to Music to Sigma, my cousin. He is such a Carolina witch. Like, be foraging, you know what I mean? Foraging around. So if you see any kinds of stones that that attract you, go get them, because you're also able to, you know, over time understand what that relationship is if you don't just pick up on it like right away, you know what I mean? So definitely that's a good idea. Okay, roots, we already talked about root work. Bones, so bones, like I said, you can use different types of animal bones for different types of spiritual purposes. And also people use bones in divination. Whether all those bones are real or not, I don't know, but they use them. So another thing that is important to understand with hoodoo, and I like that what she put in here, is that seasonality is important, and I think that is something that we have lost touch with, because a lot of the aspects of hoodoo from the old times have been kind of alienated from us through the marketeering of hoodoo, through shops that sell dried herbs and stuff like that. And I'm not saying I use dried herbs. I'm not saying nothing about dried herbs, like it's something wrong with them. But the most powerful stuff is the stuff that you grow on your own. So not like I'm saying I've really grown a lot of plants on my own. I haven't, but I have noticed the stuff with the most powerful ashay is that homegrown stuff. And that's why I usually stick to doing stuff with buying from trusted sources. So seasonality is important. The real deal, this is the quote from Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones. The real deal is if you want your root work to take, if you want it to work, you need to be absolutely certain that the roots, berries, beans, and herbs are authentic and that the harvest was correctly timed astrologically to the effects desired. So this can be astrologically in terms of a harvest season. For love, you can do it according to zodiac sign. It really doesn't matter. But seasonality is very important. And I think that is, like I mentioned, that is something that we have definitely lost contact with because of the ways that the practices have been, we've been alienated from certain aspects of the practice through the growth of market, through the growth of marketeering of hoodoo. And I mean, a lot of times I have looked at some of these liquids, some of these cleansing liquids and stuff, and it's like they're not real. It's water and dye. It's water and like red 40 and blue 20 or something like that, you know? So it's not really, it's giving inauthentic. It's giving not real. It's giving fake news, period. So sometimes it's not real, you know what I mean? So that's the reason also I think it's important that she is kind of teaching you how to grow your stuff on your own, because that's going to be something that could be really, 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 really important in the future. Um, so that's something I really like, you know what I mean? Yes, it is true. Thank y'all so much. Also, if you feel like giving a donation to your girl, because I accept monetary stuff, period. My Cash App is in the description. Okay, yeah. So seasonality is very important. Also, the relationship that you cultivate with plants, with a certain kind of plant, that plant is going to have your ashay. You know what I mean? That plant is going to understand more of what you want to do, more of what you want to achieve. And especially if you have a good relationship with that plant and you're not just like taking from it and killing it, then that is truly how you can, up your ashay, step your hoodoo up. Okay. I'm really enjoying this a whole lot. Also, it's so fun. We have a red bean festival here in New Orleans. Okay, so she also goes through some equipment and tools. Equipment and tools. I only have a few on here, but she goes through a whole list of tools. An apron, in case you want to be a cleaner kind of hoodoo, have your stuff more put together. What's up, Empress? A blender for blending different things. You might also want one of those things that you use to what is it? The mashing thing, the mortar, pestle and mortar. A cauldron for sure, because you want to burn shit up. Charcoal blocks for the ladder. Droppers are droppers for oil. So in case you choose to create your own oil, you need droppers. Mortar, and pestle. Thank you, Sovereign Sunday. May Olumare bless you. Okay. This is very important. Ashay matters. That's the reason. Molcajete. That is easier for me to say. Molcajete than mortar and pestle. Pero también yo hablo español. Pero molcajete es más fácil decir que mortar and pestle. No sé, pero es algo como mortar. I don't know. La palabra mortar is, I fumble over it. So yeah. Molcajete, como se llama en español. Okay, ashe matters. Ashe, se importa ashe. Ashe es muy importante. Okay, if you are in the audience and hablas español, por favor, leave me a comment. Be like, leave me some hearts, corazones, un ojo. Un ojo. Okay, so ashe matters. Oh, yes, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this. I really love just talking about hoodoo. Yeah, if you ever want me to do a presentation, I do those too. So I love doing presentations. Okay, ashe matters. That's why it's important for you to really look and see and understand where your stuff is coming from. You know what I mean? You need to understand where your products are coming from. Understand the ashe. I think that's one really cool thing about Hablas También Alchemy, Sweet Star Child. Yes. So that's one important thing about Instagram that is really cool, is that it gives you the ability to learn more about people that you're going to be buying products from, because ashe definitely matters. So ashe is the invisible power of nature that is present inside herbal products and natural objects. Herbal teas, incense pile powders, spiritual washes, healing balms, healing soaps, and healing charms. And so if you think about someone channeling the ashe of nature, then it's kind of a shame that they might use dyes and stuff like that. Because the whole market has alienated us from understanding the essential elements that really make hoodoo. People be so worried about products, but then don't understand the whole metaphysical foundations of it is the ashe. Period. You can go out and make your own oil for certain tasks, and it'll be more powerful than more mainstream ones. A lot of times, if you take the time to practice and if you take the time to invest in learning the art. Oh, Shuniemi, thank you so much. You're giving me so much life. Thank you for the comments. You were really making this smooth. Thank y'all so much. Also in the IG, I'm really loving this. Oh, you make oils. Yes. I'm thinking about coming out with an oil at some point, but I'll be busy, girl. So also, I just wanted to point this out with the healing balms, healing soaps, and healing charms. My grandmother used to make balms. People in the country. I'm from Mississippi, Tupelo, Mississippi. I live in New Orleans right now. My dad's side of the family is from down here. But oils, balms. Go on down there and give me some of them balms down there. Can you give me that balm out the cabinet down there in the kitchen, in the bathroom? That's hoodoo. You know what I mean? Y'all, a lot of people got just hoodoo in their families. The vibrations is different when it's industrial, for example. For sure. Whenever you get a product that is industrial, the ashe is different. It's more secularized. Y'all got me rambling on here. I love it. Okay, so spiritual washes. Spiritual washes are very important. but the ashay that you put into them is what really matters. So whenever people make spiritual baths, they like, say these incantations, and they're like, I bring prosperity and wealth into my life. I bring love into my life. I bring breaking the plants up in there, in that colonia 1800, that colonia 1800, breaking it up in there in that Florida water, breaking it up with the lemons in there, breaking it up with the coconut water. Okay. But yes, the process matters. Thank you so much. Yes. Thumbs up, Tiffany's Magazine. Thank you so much. The process matters. It definitely does matter. The process matters. The context matters. Okay. Do y'all hear the locusts here? It's they loud. This is Louisiana, baby. Là c'est le bon temps roulé. We got a lot of bugs. Okay, so cleaning rituals and spirit washes. Oh, so ashe is like an intention. So this is a question from Barbara Iperciel. So ashe is like prana. Ashe is the energy that creates the electricity that animates things. You know what I mean? So ashe is also, yes, ashe is like your intention. It's like you are putting your intentions into something. So that's like, yeah, definitely. You got it. Yes, the bugs are giving down south. Y'all hear the bugs? Also, they will eat the hell out of you too. These mosquitoes down here do not play, girl. Nola, baby, before you get outside, the bugs beat you at the door. Ashe is like, amen. Ashe, okay, so for Mia Moon 33, great question. So is Ashe like amen? Also, Ashe is like amen. Ashe. Yes. So you can say it as an affirmation. So it's kind of like a call and response thing. So like, I pray for prosperity and abundance in your life. Ashe. I pray to bind your enemies in the name of, blah, blah, blah. Ashe. You know? So that's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like amen. It has a lot of different uses linguistically. Okay, so cleaning rituals and spirit washes. Spirit washes, okay. So spirit washes. So I really like that she put this in here. Foot tracking, footwork, a lot of that is important and very big in hoodoo. There's a lot of different, like, foot powder, where you put something in someone's tracks, which means you put something where they're walking and create a certain outcome, whether that's like, hot powder or something like that. But it's also very important in hoodoo to clean your floors. Limpiar el piso. Pisos limpios. They're very important. Clean floors, because a lot of energy gets tracked in from outside. If you think about, your feet are energetic portals. That's why a lot of times, like going out into nature and just sitting or just standing on the earth barefoot is a really great way to transmute energy, using the Earth's electromagnetic field. So you can tune into the healing energy of the electromagnetic field and just give any kind of negative energy to the Earth, because the Earth is here for our healing. Your little negative energy is like literally nothing. Now, the other part is the stuff we're doing as far as, like, shrinking the ozone layer. That's different. But Oh, teaching Spanish. Yes, I'm teaching Spanish today. Estoy enseñando español a mi gente. Okay. So we track all types of energies in our feet, and it's important that we keep the floors cleansed in the home. We drag in lots of energies. So she does go through and she does like a floor wash thing. I need to go to this video real quick. Or not this video. I need to go to this PDF so that I can show y'all. Okay, so this is really cool. I really like this spiritual home cleansing that she does here. So this is Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones, y'all. The book. This is for my Patreon people. I'm letting my IG people in on it. Please go sign up for my Patreon. I do this kind of stuff on my Patreon live streams if you're interested in learning more in depth in about Hoodoo. Thank y'all so much, my people in the Patreon right now. I love y'all so much. Thank you for your support. This is a great way to support your favorite peoples who are doing spiritual work, you know, out here. So yeah, go sign up for my Patreon. Patreon link is in my bio on Instagram. And also my Cash App is on here too if you want to show me a little bit of love. Okay. So house cleansing ritual. Again, we got salt all around that rim. Salt is very, very important. Salt all around that rim. Drink. I used to drink. Do you think you could buy me a bottle of rosé? Oh. Okay, so these are some suggestions that she has for doing cleansing rituals in your home. So I like this. Levels of intensity and spiritual cleaning vary with the occasion. An argument that has been resolved already only requires light cleansing, whereas moving into a new place or a home that has been burglarized, violated, cursed, or visited by unpleasant parties requires extensive cleaning. So sometimes y'all be moving into places, y'all don't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of these horror movies be starting, is the people, most of the time it's a presumptuous white couple, straight couple, wealthy, one of them is at least, and they move into a house and don't understand anything that's been going on. And that's something a lot of people here in New Orleans do too. I don't do that, like, you know, but a lot of people do it. And it's like, girl, you're really running into a lot of energy right now. But these are some things that you can do to do a house cleaning. There are different people who do exorcisms and who do more heavy duty spiritual cleansings. But these are just kind of some helpful tips. So, step one, salt, blend together coarse sea salt, fine sea salt, dead sea salt, and place them in the corners of each room for purification and protection. Invocation, invite positive spirits and feed your ancestors by burning either a teaspoon of pure alcohol or tobacco, dried sage, cedar, or pine on a piece of hot bamboo charcoal period. I mean, I think tobacco definitely is the OG thing to use in this case, especially if you are you working with ancestors and you want to be more traditional in creating that portal, you know, to work with them, to invite in these spirits. Make sure you're also saying your incantations and make sure you're speaking what you want. You know what I mean? Smudging helps banish negative energy and invites in positive energy. So you want to make sure that your windows are open. Oh yeah, she says that here. Make sure your windows are open. And smudging, definitely yes. That is whenever you are cleansing using smoke. So dusting solutions, the next step is to remove dust. So this is a house cleansing, a full house cleansing, y'all. The next step is to remove dust. Begin with the ceiling, then the corners of the room, followed by the furniture. Use a natural ostrich duster. What is that? Ostrich duster. I don't know what that is. When opening portals, how do we keep negative / evil spirits from coming in? So whenever you are opening portals, I would definitely say whenever you are doing spell work and stuff like that, one of the best ways to keep things quote unquote sanitized is through your language. So a lot of times, like in misas, we will read out um a long Bible verses where we are bringing in the blessings of divinity, of angelic forces, of good. So you want to make sure your prayers, whenever you're doing prayers, pray for the protection of your highest and most elevated ancestors, spirit guides, and ascended masters who are here for your greatest good and greatest good of everyone involved. So it's really important that you use the right kind of language, and then also you can like cast a circle of protection around you. You can put salt around you while you're doing workings. Um, they agree. Y'all hear them. But yeah, definitely the language, and then yeah, casting a circle can be important. Prayer is very important in these situations. So okay, so dusting solutions, ceremonial disposal. So, I mean, most of this stuff is just like put something in the toilet or bury it or toss it into the ocean if it's like biodegradable. So, she also has a cleansing brew here. Sometimes she uses a lot of essential oils. Oh, old fashioned feather duster. That makes total sense. I think I would rather just wipe it away too. That makes total sense. Thank you, Marsha Mar. So yeah, an ostrich feather duster. Hmm. So sorry, I'm eating some figs. So we have cleansing brews here. Like I was mentioning, she does kind of use essential oils a lot. But I kind of like to just use the regular oil, the regular Earl if I can. So these are some cool sprays, cool oils, and cool cleansing mixtures that she has here. Finishing sprays she has on here. So these are some really cool combos that you can use for your house. And you can use, you can put these into sprays or something. But these are different uses of different herbs. So we have happiness. I have never heard of hyacinth. I haven't heard of that before. Galang. Oh, for hexes. Galang. Galangal. Chili peppers. Poke berries. Blessed thistle. Vetiver. Spirituality. Cinnamon, frankincense, and gardenia. Finishing touches. So this is really cool. She has lemons here. This is for um energy of luck and prosperity and cleansing. So that's really cool. Um Also under here, she has some Mojo bags. These are recipes for Mojo bags. So Muddy Waters mentioned Mojo bags. I had a coworker. Hyacinth. How y'all say that? So these are Mojo bags. So as I mentioned earlier, Mojo bags are very important in Hoodoo. And so here we have the Fast Luck Mojo. These are some pretty cool recipes for money. These are some really good things to do for the LionsGate too. If you want to maybe start charging a Mojo bag or something like that. Definitely the move to make. Oh, I'm hot. Oh, spirit is coming through here. I just got a hot flash. Sorry. What? I don't know why I'm so hot. Oh, okay. Hyacinth. So, Fast Luck Mojo. One time I was using Mojo whenever I was driving. I used a Mojo bag whenever I was driving Lyft in Chicago. Literally the first day that I drove Lyft with it, this dude lost his cell phone. Well, yeah, he lost his cell phone in my back seat. And all I did was just go drive it back to him after like 10 minutes. And well, actually he lost his wallet. But I drove it back to him and then I got $60. He just gave me $60 there. And I didn't have to drive anymore because that helped me reach my quota. You know what I mean? And Lyft didn't even know about it. So Mojo bags are really, really good. So these are Fast Luck Mojo bags. So you need green drawstring flannel. Green is a great color for prosperity and luck. Feathers are also great for luck. Nutmeg, red lodestone. So lodestone is like a magnetic stone that you can buy magnetic sand. Oh yeah, she has magnetic sand on here. So magnetic sand, you can put magnetic sand on it, and the magnetic sand basically magnetizes to it, and so it sticks onto it. So 8 dimes. So these are things you would put into the Mojo bag. So she has feeding powder on here. So whenever you make a Mojo, you need to feed it. Whenever you make a Mojo bag, you need to feed it. People feed Mojo bags with alcohol, brown liquor sometimes. You know, in this case, you're gonna feed it over time. You know, just this one time, but you might feed it. Oh yeah, on Sundays, feed immediately with of the teaspoon of the powder, and repeat on Sundays as needed. So you're gonna make this powder up, and you're gonna feed your Mojo bag and say prayers over it every Sunday. And so this is how you are implanting the ashay into this Mojo bag, so that it can do the work that you're looking for it to do. So we also have a money draw Mojo. So this recipe uses John the Conqueror root. And so there is some contention around a lot of white people buying High John the Conqueror. Ooh. I think Juju Bay talked about this. You know, let the black people have it or something. You know, whatever. I know white people who use it. Whatever. But I don't know if it might be endangered, but I don't know. Black people need to be using High John the Conqueror for sure, though. High John the Conqueror root. Also, any spirit, you know, basically a lot of spirits are going to just work with you just because spirits be wanting to work with people. But this is one of those cases where I'm exercise your own discretion. So yeah, so this is a money draw Mojo that has cloves, allspice, a feather, peridot, John the Conqueror root, and whole nutmeg. So this is a really cool recipe right here. Stay away from me, Mojo. Ooh, child. Graveyard dirt. This is to fight off folks who just don't understand the meaning of no and to fend off evil intentions of stalkers. So this is for bugaboos. Is there something white people should use instead? Yeah, I mean, I think you can use, an amulet for certain things. There's different types of roots. Let me see. That is not a dumb question. I think that is actually a really good question. I mean, if anybody has any recommendations in the chat, please let me know. But no, definitely, I think that is a really, really, really good question. But I mean, you can use talismans and stuff. High John the Conqueror is connected to a certain spirit, but there's a lot of different types of roots that you can use. Sometimes people choose to use Saint Expedite for different things, rather than High John the Conqueror. So I actually have a Saint Expedite figurine. I work with Saint Expedite, so Saint Expedite is good to work with too. But the reason High John the Conqueror is kind of a contentious figure for or root for white people to work with is because the folklore, the folk story goes as High John the Conqueror was really good at escaping situations with the colonizer. He was very good at cunning and very good at getting out of situations and kind of escaping danger. Um, but So that's the story behind it. So given that context, it's kind of like, ooh. But at the same time, it's the Jalapa root. It originated in Mexico and they use it too. So yeah, just do your historical research about it. But there are a lot of other roots and talismans and stuff like that. You're welcome. Yeah, Saint Expedite is good though. Saint Expedite will come through. I actually am going to be working with Saint Expedite very, very, very soon. Stay away from me powder. Cagada, sagrada, bark chips, stay away powder. What? Stay away powder, chicken bone meal, powdered nettles, powdered verbena, patchouli essence, essential oil. I don't know what that is. I'm not into that. Okay, so she also talks about tree whisperers here in the book. Okay, so let me see. Unhexed Mojo. So this is if you feel like you have been hexed by somebody. So you're gonna use a red or purple flannel, John the Conqueror root, agate, a pinch of dried St. John's wort. And then the feeding powder here is powdered hyssop, powdered rosemary, powdered angelica root, attar roses, and frankincense essential oil. I'm saying Earl because that's how they say it down here. Okay, so let me see. I need to get off here because it's been an hour and a half, and I have a reading to do in 30 minutes. Speaking of, my books are open. If you're interested in getting a reading, if you want to support my work, subscribe to my Patreon. Got my donation thing on here too. So I'm gonna go over this for real quick. So candle colors are very important. So she has all the candle colors here. Yellow is good for unhexing, uncrossing, travel. Yellow would be great to use for this LionsGate. Orange would be great to use. Red would be great to use. Even purple, I would say, would be good to use. So she has these things in here, the candle colors and stuff. I had mentioned hot foot powder earlier. Okay. So let me get back on here. Turn this back this way. Hello, y'all. Hello. All right. So that basically concludes the book review. Yeah, I hope y'all have enjoyed this conversation. I did kind of go through the book pretty thoroughly and stuff like that. Church announcements, building your confidence in your magical practice, August 22nd at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time is going to be going on. It's a webinar that I'm going to be hosting. If you're interested, $22, not really that much. Link is in my bio if you're interested in joining that. Subscribe to my Patreon. I do these kinds of book reviews a lot. So this is the book. The book is Sticks, Stones, Roots, and Bones by Stephanie Rose Bird. So definitely subscribe to my Patreon if you're interested in seeing more of these types of things that I post onto Patreon. So we kind of keep it lit. You know, I like to keep it scholarly and stuff. I like to talk about the cultural aspects of hoodoo and all of that when mixed in with some conspiracy theories sometimes. So yes, thank you so much for joining me. Readings are open for consultations, open to work together, open to collaborate. If you have any kinds of products you want to send me and have me review them or something like that, let me know. Also, speaking engagements, if there's any speaking engagements y'all need me to do, let me know. I have some lined up, but you know, I'm always looking to do those more. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I just want to bless everybody's LionsGate. I want to just speak goodness and abundance over everybody that has watched this or that is watching this in the future. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Mwah. I need to figure out this situation though first on how to stop this first. So I'm stopping the